You can do it. You can go create. Just get to it. I promise you'll feel great. Because life can get ugly, and art sure can too. What matters is to do it. Let those feelings flow through you.
Hello, welcome back to the Ugly Podcast. I'm your host, Laura Alexander. They, them. I am your curly-haired, white, androgynous, big glasses wearing weirdo. I'm wearing flannel today because it is fall, after all. And I have not one but two amazing guests for you today. This is very exciting. I've never had two people on this podcast before, so I'm just so stoked. So my guests today are two fat, white, queer, neurodivergent, disabled witches, grief tenders, and death doulas with focus on ritual, shadow work, magic, and creativity for processing and integrating healing and guiding pets and their parents through the challenging transitions of death and grief. One of my guests is also a writer, facilitator, and coach for queer creatives and writers. I'll let you know which one. But first, I would like you two to introduce yourselves with your name, your pronouns, brief descriptions, and then you can say which one of you is the writer.
I am Fox Welsh. I am the writer. I mean, I think everyone's a writer.
I was gonna correct myself, and I was like, I mean, Kay's an artist and writer as well.
Yeah.
Whatever,
yes.
but
yeah. But I like to write novels, and I am wearing a little blue shirt, and I forgot what else I'm supposed to be saying right now, honestly.
Some sound happened in the background.
Yeah.
That's totally fine. Yeah, just a little description of yourself, and I think you already introduced yourself otherwise. I think you're good.
Yeah.
Cool, thanks.
I'm Kay Johnson. I use they, she pronouns. And today I had trouble deciding, but I put on my Hecate shirt in honor of Samhain that's coming up tomorrow. So very excited about that. And I'm rocking my blonde hair era right now. And yeah, I'm really grateful to be here. Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks for being here. Yeah, I love you both so much. Fox and I have been in the writer's helm together for years now, writing together and encouraging each other along our creative journeys. And then Kay has come to several of our art sessions there, and I've been able to create with you as well. And I just really love you both as individuals. And as I've been feeling like a little, I don't know, I don't even know how to feel right now. I'm just like constantly dripping in grief from day to day and constantly angry from day to day, and seeking answers for myself and wanting answers for other people, because I feel like I have some kind of platform that I then have to like know things, you know. You know.
Yes.
And show up anyways.
Exactly.
While all of this is happening.
Yeah. Precisely. And so I was looking for people to talk to in this space who just give me hope. And you two popped into my head immediately. So thank you for being here. And thank you, Cosmo, for waiting in the background.
He's receiving these messages and loving the affirmation and praise. He does have a little bit of a praise kink.
Don't we all?
I mean,
Seriously.
fair.
Seriously.
But wow, thank you so much. That really landed very sweetly in my heart, and I'm just feeling that right now, and just very grateful, and feel so similarly, exactly, actually, as you do. And I'm just so, grateful that we're able to witness each other and still show up, again, despite all of the hard things and all the ways that we feel externally and internally that want us to stop, right? Trying, that want us to not keep that hope. And hope can be a scary thing, just even knowing that it is kind of endless, right? Like it is always going to have to always be something that you have to you have to hold, you have to find. And it's a lot to even just hold that. And there's a lot of grief in that you even have to operate in the world that way, where you just have to always just feel like you're barely hanging on and crawling for hope.
Yeah. But the other option is pure dissociation, basically.
Right.
And like, that's also not great. And leads to so much more unreleased grief that just like can keep consuming you.
Yeah.
If you don't, for me at least, I have found that I really need to regularly be practicing acts of hope.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's not just going to appear in front of me.
And acts is like the action, right? Like we actually have to take the steps. And sometimes it's just as simple as showing up to the thing, right? Showing up for yourself, doing the things that you know you need to do for just getting through the day, getting through the moment. And it's just a constant string of those acts that build that hope. And this is definitely filling up a lot of those, the hope cup right now. So just again, very grateful.
Good. I'm so glad. Yeah, the showing up for yourself and doing the acts. That's one of the things I really have loved that you've been sharing, Kay, of just like recording yourself doing the thing, like deep cleaning your kitchen, doing a puzzle, giving yourself a ritual bath, and like giving these, like filling yourself up in these ways while also giving to community in other ways through like education and like mutual aid. And it's really beautiful. So I'm curious, because I know it seemed like, I could be wrong because I haven't known you all that long, but there did seem to be kind of a shift where you started kind of sharing some of these things a little bit more. I'm curious, like what prompted that?
Yeah, I think so much of that. Well, just again, thank you for witnessing me and reflecting all those things back in the ways that you see me. I think that's a big part of it. Is I do it to be able to see myself. I do it to see and witness myself. And I approach a lot of what I do share with a lot of detachment, honestly, of what comes. It's just like the act of doing the thing. And I detach from what comes from it. And I just trust that wherever it's going is going for a reason. And sometimes it's very uncomfortable. And sometimes I'm very resistant. And showing and sharing more externally has been, it has really come down to just being terrified of being perceived. And I feel like over the last several years, I've really, it's been a journey, it's been a process that I've been going through. And I've kind of always known that I wanted to get to this point where I am sharing, and I'm trying to be sharing even more. And I have all these dreams and plans of sharing more of myself and more of how I think and how I feel. And yeah, it's just been, I finally had it, just what we were talking about earlier. It was just about doing the thing, taking the acts, and, noticing how much these thoughts and dreams and aspirations we have are just living in our heads and in our bodies. And there comes a time and a point where you need to actually take that action. And so I've been really challenging myself specifically over this last year to really, I've been doing all these different things. I've been really just testing my edges and pushing up against all of my edges, doing things I never thought I would ever do. And
Yeah.
I think as I've been able to explore those and go, hey, I'm actually able to show up and I feel good and I feel grounded, and I keep leaning into that trust, like these things about sharing myself, which I feel like I just came from a trauma life of not ever feeling seen or understood, and I still feel misunderstood and unseen, but I'm learning how to get that finally. And I'm learning, again, so much of it was related to detaching from what I was expecting it to go and how I was expecting it to look, and just doing the thing, setting it up, and just seeing what happens, and just going with the flow and not trying to just, so that's been a big part of it, is just really just pushing myself to do the thing that scares me and seeing what comes of it. And it's always been the most transformative thing every single time I do that.
That's so fucking cool.
Mm.
And also, like, I just saw so much of myself in you just now. Like, just a lot of similar, like, I feel that so much of just like the pressing up against your edges, like finding, especially, so boundaries are very important. They're very important for us. Yes.
Yes.
And also, sometimes we create boundaries for ourselves that don't need to be there.
Yes.
And
That
it's
are
so
walls.
hard. That are walls. Exactly. They're not boundaries. They're just like, nope, blinders, walls. Just keep myself in this little box.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when we can like break down those walls and find out who we are outside of those boundaries is very beautiful and very terrifying.
And that's how you learn this is a boundary, this is the edge, and this is something
Right.
that it can either affirm your
Yes.
already knowing of the boundary, or it can go, actually, I can do this thing that I never thought I could do. And as you were explaining the walls too, I just had an image of like breaking open a doorway of the walls, right? And that's very much what it feels like, is like, I mean, if you build up these boundaries and you end up feeling like you're just enclosed in a maze of walls and you can't get out, and you keep finding yourself returning to the same place, sometimes you've got to figure out something else. And so I feel like, and I'm doing it in like not a like destructive way. I'm not like, bringing out a sledgehammer and trying to break through the walls. I'm finding ways where I can create portals to get to the other side and to go through the walls, instead of trying to break them, instead of trying to go around them, right? And I feel like that's just the image that came up as we were talking. So I feel like that's very much been the mode, and it's been so internal, right? And so now it's like, as I've been doing this internal work, which is always going to happen, it's like a persistent thing that we're always going to be doing. But now so much
annoying.
is oh my god, now so much of it is just external at this point.
I think I was thinking about your portals, and it occurred to me that I feel like healthy boundaries are permeable a lot of the time.
Yes.
Because they are relationships, they are changing, their relationships with us, with ourselves, and we are changing. And sometimes when we set up the walls, they're just so unmoving that suddenly we got too big. We are like pushing against them, and either we can stay uncomfortable, or we can change it and make it so that there's space to expand.
Yeah.
And so much of the boundaries are based in capacity. And that is part of what is literally constantly changing every moment of every day. And so it's about asking yourself and being able to like notice and get to the present moment, and find when you're in those habits of being in the future or in the past, and not in the moment. And what is the actual capacity, the boundary that you need right now? And how can you extrapolate that and not only explain it to somebody else, understand it for yourself, but also, how do you even get the words? How do you even understand? And it does it. You have to do it. It's a practice. You just have to do it messy. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's about being honest, and it's about being honest how you feel in that moment. Even if you're going to feel differently in 5 seconds, it's about being honest in the moment.
Absolutely. I love that all of these things, we're talking about like, things you're doing in your life, taking action, but like all of this applies to art and expression and like how we live our lives. And the thing I love about this podcast is I can talk about stuff like this, and it just like, it applies because art is it is ourselves expressing ourselves, and it's the thing that we're most terrified of because it's like
Yeah.
the core of our being, which is so
Yeah.
scary to acknowledge and express and be seen and put out there. So yes, I love this.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. When I am fully living my life, it feels like art.
Mm-hmm.
And that's I feel like that's part of what your ugly art sessions have taught me, and things like that, is living life is just as messy as ugly art. And sometimes we make an ugly picture that we're like, okay, that's fine, I guess. I did the thing. Cool. Good job. And sometimes you come out and you're like, oh my God, that was beautiful and perfect. And I never would have known that I had that inside of me.
Mm-hmm.
And just making those tiny little spaces to make those choices and open up to those possibilities of seeing what happens is pretty transformative.
Absolutely. It's beautiful. I'm looking at like things I wanted to talk about, and I feel like I'm just like, I can just like talk to you forever. But I do want to talk about one of the things that you are both exploring right now, which is death doula ness. Death doula ship? I don't
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
And.
Yeah.
When did this come into your psyches? When did you decide like this is what we're gonna do? We want to do this together?
I think we both have had a long road leading us here.
Yeah.
Over many, many, many years.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing for me and us was the death of both of our guinea pigs. Teddy and Freddie, who Freddie died like 6 months before Teddy died, and Freddie died as we were getting ready to move out of our house.
Yeah. He was like, I'm not coming. I love you guys, but this is not for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was very sudden.
Yeah, it was very, very sudden. And in that moment, we just really tried to be with him and give him the best death that we could. And for us, that didn't involve going to get him euthanized or anything like that. That just, he stayed in his sweet, safe little spot with his little brother, sitting vigil with him. And it was just such a transformative experience to me to be close to it and a part of it and memorialize it and hold it in my hands in a way that I never have before. Because historically, every death I've experienced is being told something's dead and you're never going to see it again, basically. Or someone is dead and you're never going to see them again. So being able to be a part of that process really changed a lot of my perspectives on what it looks like and feels like and what's possible.
Yeah. And just being able to hold not just him through that process, but us and everybody. It involved the whole house. It involved all the other pets. And we were all there present, for those final days. And we also got to, we didn't know what to do. We didn't know how to handle it. We were just, again, treating each moment to the best as what we thought we could do, right, for what he needed. And as soon as he passed, well, prior to this, before we get to kind of the decision of action, death doula ship is something that I feel like we've talked about for so long. And I feel like it was kind of like an awakening that we've had, especially when we found each other and just imagining what's possible for our future. But we definitely both attribute his death specifically to like, all right, it's time to act. as all those things that Fox had said. And then, the moment he died, again, not knowing exactly what to do, when we're thinking of like actually what to do with his body, like we felt very equipped to deal with honoring and holding him and each other. And then it was, what do we do with him now? And we didn't have any clue. And so we reached out to our dear friend Sid, who runs the spirit spa. And she just immediately was like, come bring him to the spa. And we were able to perform a beautiful funeral service for him with her, and at a place that we cherish so much, in a place that we are able to visit whenever we want. And we just knew he was going to be in a perfect space. And so she really allowed us to, she just took that over for us, and it just allowed us to receive that. And that was also so beautiful. And we, and it just flowed, like no questions, like that, no doubts. It just happened. And it was just, again, so beautiful to be so fully present in that moment. And, certainly any death triggers your own fear of death. And that's definitely a big part of it too. And so I know, like, I've recently been struggling with my own fears of death in a way that I've never experienced most of my life. I never really was afraid of it. I was kind of indifferent to it most of the time. And, over the last few years of actually feeling like I finally really want to live. And I finally feel like I know who I am, and I feel empowered and emboldened to live my purpose. I'm more terrified than ever to die. And so, again, just trying so hard to absorb and feel and practice the art of detachment, the ugly art of detachment, and use this as an opportunity to explore and investigate my own fears of death. Yeah, so as I was saying, it was just to use this as an opportunity to confront and face my own fear of death. And and just feeling so sure like we needed to take this next step. And so, that was the official action decision. And as we were actually in our death doula coursework, and literally the last day or the last week before, like, we took our final exam, then our other guinea pig died. Teddy died while we were literally sitting, and we also saw him changing over the last like couple of weeks before he passed, but we also felt like we had more time with him. So it was definitely a surprise. And literally as we were taking our quiz for the week, he passed when we went and checked on him after. And so it's just, they've both been so present in this journey for us. And just, again, just such a, and we got to give him a funeral as well. And we got to bury him with his brother. And
it just, we had just finished the chapter on like handling the body and like sitting vigil and like holding space in between and after death. And so there is really something beautiful. Like, it really does feel like both of them were giving us these really big, important, beautiful lessons, even in the last moments of their lives. And I feel really blessed to have gotten to do that and hold them through that. And I feel like they held a lot of space for me. And so I'm really grateful to have gotten the opportunity to really hold that space for them in their final journey that we know of. I don't know what's after this. But they were big teachers.
And big healers. There was a lot of healing that happened through their death as well.
That's so beautiful. And I'm tearing up over here. Oh, that's really beautiful. I think death feels very close to a lot of us. Like, I mean, there's just like, there's existential threat and then political threat. And I know that for me as well, death has also been felt so like close, and having to sit with that, and also I love that you're like, you have a very similar approach to me of like, there's this thing that scares me and I want to be closer to it. I want to understand the fear. I think that's such a beautiful, that's a really beautiful desire,
Mm.
I think, and something I wish more people had the desire to sit with their demons
Yeah.
and
Well,
to befriend the demons.
a trick to that I find helpful, and I think so much. I am so heavy on fire energy on my birth chart. I literally have 6 placements in Leo, and I am also an Aquarius rising, and thank God. And I have a Capricorn moon, so I have a little bit of Earth to tether me. And I really attribute a lot of this to having that Aquarius brain. But so much of how I'm able to get close to the things that scare me is, not just, again, just like letting yourself be scared and like not pushing yourself and like going at the pace that you need to go. That's been a big lesson of doing things slowly. And we're approaching our death dealership in the same way. Like we're doing this very slowly, very intentionally. And we're going, like, we have a vision that we're kind of working backwards from, but we're like, we don't have any of the details. It's kind of fuzzy. And we're just building right now. We're just germinating at this point. I forgot where I was going to go with that. I kind of went on that tangent. What was I saying before that? Do you remember?
Befriending your demons.
Oh yeah, befriending my demons. I'm able to try to, like, again, look at it from a different perspective, right? Try not to just center yourself and only look at what is going on in your experience. And that's the only way you're able to, not the only way, this is the way that I feel is the easiest way for me, is to be able to look at it from different sides, different angles, remove yourself from it, and, get constant feedback from what's happening around you, and then go back. You have to always go back, right? And then you go back to yourself. I go, oh, I look at it from this way. Oh, okay. And then I go back to myself. Now, how do I feel? Oh, go look at it from this way. Now, this is how I feel. And it's a practice, and you have to really choose to do it. And if you want to do it safely, you want to make sure you have that container and the capacity to hold that. And also that you're doing it in a way that feels, soft and gentle and good, and not in a way that feels like you're, again, breaking down through the wall and you're like forcing yourself to do something. If that works for you, that's great. And a lot of things that I had to tell myself as I was going through those moments was, just because I can do it doesn't mean I need to do it, or that I should do it that way. And so there's, again, just a lot of asking questions. I just love to ask myself a million questions, and I just keep going back to the question later and going, oh, look, I don't have the same answer now. Right. And that's one way that I've been able to, face those demons and remove some of the, like, subjectivity, right? And yeah, just look at it as information.
Yeah. Well, and that's how you build up that trust with yourself too, right?
Yes.
It's like coming back to yourself. It's like, I promise we're not going to just do the scary thing and only ever be scared. Like,
Yes.
we're going to come back to safety. We're going to come back and check in, see what was good, see what we'd like to repeat, see what we'd like to not do again.
Yep.
It's coming back and being like, we're not in that stuck place where, like, growing up, we had no choice. We were stuck in whatever situation we were in.
Yeah.
We didn't have our own autonomy a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But we're not there anymore. So, like, reminding ourselves of that is so important, because I know that's where I get stuck in avoidance, is when I feel like, well, if I do the thing, I'm never going to be able to come back here.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's just not true.
Yeah. And so many people, I feel like I hear a narrative, a lot of fear around facing those demons, because it feels, again, it's so scary, right? But, like, a big thing that we've been doing is play with it. You don't have to, like, it doesn't have to be something that, again, what's happening in your nervous system as you're trying to deal with this? Is there a way you can make it even a little bit better if you try it a different way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And try to play with it, play with the darkness, play with yourself, play with your inner child. Listen, like, so much of my healing lately and how I've been embodying, and where I've seen the biggest shift and how I come across externally and even internally, is just listening to that inner child, like, that always felt like I knew what was best for me, that I just let get so small. I let get so small that I couldn't trust myself. I couldn't tell what was intuition, what was anxiety. And that's still something that I struggle with. And I just feel so much better at, like, ever since I've been really introducing play, and art has been the most playful thing that I feel like I've been able to do. Because again, living is art. So I feel like I ritualize everything. I try to find the hope and gratitude in everything, and I see the art in everything, even if I'm just staring at myself and looking in the mirror, and just doing art every single day as often as we can, and reclaiming those moments is all I'm really trying to do,
I love that.
Yeah, I think I am realizing that for us, excuse me, I'm realizing that for us, like, the act of ritualizing something is the way that we turn our daily life into physical art.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because so much of art requires presence.
Yeah.
And it's the way that you're able to be present to the moment, right?
Yeah.
I see it all the time while you're cooking, right? In the kitchen, like, that's art. And I get to just sit nearby, and if I'm cleaning or doing something else or playing a video game or reading a book or crashing out after a long day at work, I get to just, like, enjoy the art of all the senses that are happening in my nose. And every time I'm like, what are you making? And it's just, the initial reply is always garlic and onions. That's all it takes. And I'm just like, I'm just so enamored with life and art. And I'm just, like, over here just basking in it. Right. And it's like ritualizing everything, noticing everything, and, not trying to control. So much of it is noticing what's happening, paying attention, and not necessarily trying to act on it. But when you're able to notice, where are your thoughts? Where is your mind? Where is your heart? Where is all your energy going to? And you're able to pull it back, and you're able to pull it to the present moment. That's where I feel like I've had the most fun in my healing. And my art has just been flowing in so many ways.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I would love to touch on this connection between creativity and death, because there feels to me like such a strong drive to, and I don't know if there's, like, I don't even know if I have a complete thought here. It's just I especially these last couple years, and maybe it's the psychedelics, I don't know, but creativity and death are just such beautiful companions, and I'm curious how you both are thinking of this. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like part of the drive that we all have to create things is meaning making, but also, like, to some extent, leaving behind. Everything that we do in this life is all we're going to do in this life.
Yeah.
And I would not, I don't think I would be able to have a good death knowing that I had not poured my whole heart into the creative work every single day of just being alive and practicing hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, I feel that so deeply as well. And I think for me, when I look at death and art, I look at the first thing that comes up again is it just comes back to detachment for me and letting go, right? And grief. Like, those are the things that I feel. And so when you're practicing art, no matter what kind of medium it is, whether you're painting, whether you're journaling, whether you're taking a photo, I feel like there's so much in the art of death that you can see if you just, again, doing the thing and actually trusting the flow of your hand, trusting when you finally, take the photo or do the thing or write the word. And it's like we're constantly dealing with death on a daily basis, a death of an old identity, a death of an old pattern.
Yeah.
And I think, the act of creation in so many ways is not like a mirror of death, but they're partners, almost like we're dancing with each other. And
Yeah.
and I just feel like, it's art is letting go of what you have in the intention and what's actually coming out. Right. And so, I think that was kind of where my immediate brain went, was just like thinking about how you have to release. And again, so much of death is releasing, right? And letting it go. And I feel like that's really how art gets made to some extent.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Well, and then the grief that has to be experienced when the thing in your head doesn't end up being what comes out of you.
Right.
And like I think a lot of this came up the other day. I was talking to my girlfriend about the difference between depression and unfelt grief. And how so often I know depression from a, neurochemical standpoint absolutely exists. And I also think that so much depression just stems from unexamined, unfelt grief.
Yes. Yeah. The body
And
is going to hold on to it and
it
manifest
just,
it. Yep. Mm-hmm.
yeah. And when we can just feel that grief and then move through it, and then it's like creativity kind of helps us complete the cycle. Like you feel the grief, and then you make the thing, and then you probably feel the grief again, because making the thing gives you more feelings and changes reality more. And then you feel the grief again, and you let go.
Exactly.
It is it's a gorgeous cycle.
It
And
is a
very
gorgeous
cycle.
cycle. Yeah. And when you talk about what you create with your art, again, it's like now you're able to hold it, right? You're able to hold your grief in that art form, and you're able to, again, witness it outside of your body. And it's so much of grieving and healing is just, again, not fixing, not trying to diminish it. You're just holding it. You're looking at it. Even sometimes you're able to just, and that's what art does, I feel like, is you're able to just create the thing and look at it from a different perspective. And you can keep returning every time you look at it. It can be a different feeling every single time.
Yeah. If you make it into art, it's never going to look the way that whatever you're thinking about looked in your head.
Yeah.
But there's always going to be so many more new things to discover about what actually came out and what is true when you put it down on paper.
Yeah. It makes me think a lot about similarly to like listening to old songs that you used to love and that you remember used to be like identifying with so much. And then you listen to it and you're just like, oh, wow, like I have changed so much. I mean, again, death, like we're constantly transforming. We're constantly going through death and rebirth cycles, and not in our physical body, but just energetically, again, our habits, our thoughts, our behaviors, our feelings, like all of that is just a constant cycle of death and rebirth. And so death is everywhere. And that's the thing that's so interesting. I think in our book that we were reading for our coursework, it was talking about like, it's like it's 100% guaranteed, right? Like there's 100% success rate of death, right? And it's something that none of us feel equipped to actually face. And so much of it, I feel like, is just a lack of noticing how death is literally all around us. And I don't mean just in the physical sense. And so, it's always there. And we're always grieving, and grieving is death, and death is grieving, and living is grief. And, it's all, they're all connected.
Yeah. Everything, everywhere, all at once.
All at once. Love that movie.
It's a great movie. Would you like to make some ugly art together?
Yes, please.
Yes, I would love to.
On and of this topic, perhaps?
Yeah. Oh, can we show you something real quick before we get started?
Ooh, yes, please.
One of the things that we've been doing as an art practice is for our business as well is creating a vision board. And so we've been doing different collages for our vision board over the last couple of weeks. And I wanted to bring down one of the pieces that we've been working on, and that's Hecate, who we've been working a lot with. Just major crossroads vibes and just the energy that we're in right now. And so this was one of the things that we've been working on that we wanted to share, and she's just been hanging out with us at our little altar that we set up.
That's so beautiful. And I love the labyrinth in the background. Labyrinths have always really spoken to me. Just like the path you walk. It's just beautiful. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. If listeners are doing the audio only version of this, it was beautiful.
Yeah, I can describe it a little bit. Yeah, there's an image of Hecate in the middle holding two bowls of torches, and there's snakes and dogs and mirrors and a giant flame and a bunch of glitter glue. And we drew a little cauldron and put in a bunch of different offerings that she likes, like pomegranates, keys, garlic, a blade, and some flowers and a bunch of candles and lots of glitter glue.
Love it. Love the glitter glue. So good. While we are making our art together, are you both or either of you able to talk while you draw? If not, that is okay.
I think so. I think so. Yeah. I think we could give it a go.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. Well, let's get drawing. I'm gonna set a timer for like 5 minutes.
Do we have a prompt or anything? Or are we
yes.
gonna... Oh, sorry.
Let me set a timer real quick. Yeah, so I think, I don't know, just all the stuff we've been talking about, I think it's really fun to make ugly art of feelings. And so, like, especially, you know, feelings of grief. What does grief look like in ugly art form? If that sounds good to you, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Excellent. Okay, let's get to that. And in the meantime, as we're doing that, I would love to know, what are some of the rituals that you are adopting or adapting for yourselves that are really keeping you going right now?
Oof. One thing that we have been doing for maybe a month and a half, almost 2 months,
6 weeks,
a month and a half, is we every morning and evening we sit down and write one manifestation out 24 times. And we do that same one for 7 days, morning and night.
Before you wake up, or not before you wake up, before you go to bed, and as soon as you
in
wake
your
up.
sleep.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. The idea is to be in that liminal space of waking and sleeping, and kind of in that peak manifestation time.
Interesting. Is the number 24 significant?
So we adopted this. It's supposed to be like 24/7 model is what it's called. And I can let you know the Instagram person that we got this from. And she calls it the 24/7 method. And it's just the concept of incorporating it in your life 24 hours a day, 7 days a week is how she framed it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And that has been really underpinning my routines and my sense of my days. I have noticed that when I pick something new, I get so excited about it for like the first couple days that it just feels so like fresh and present and real.
Have you been changing the manifestation as like it feels complete or feels no longer relevant?
I think the original Instagrammer suggestion is like change it once a week, every 7 days and then change it. However, both of us have been sort of sticking with them until they feel done
Mhm.
or until the next one opens
Comes.
itself up to us.
Yeah.
I'm currently still on one that like I think I'm ready to release, but I haven't found my new manifestation yet. But my current one that I'm finishing up is show me how easy, abundant, and fun this life can be.
Mm.
Oh, I love that.
And just starting and ending my day with like focusing on writing that down. And when I'm really like grounded and present, I really try and feel what each of the like feelings feels like in my body every time I write it. So like last night I was writing it and I would get to like easy and be like, okay, how does easy feel? And
Yeah.
like imagine some sort of situation that felt the way that I want to feel when life feels easy.
Yeah.
And it just is such a beautiful little conjuring of energy and has been really one of the most transformative like daily actions I think I've started in a very long time.
Yeah, it's been the most consistent daily action I've been able to take. And again, it's so much of like is not like building any pressure, giving permission to change it, to stop, to not, like carry the expectations, but to just notice what happens when we do it. And so much of it has been noticing. And like, so yeah, like it's not the necessarily like if you write the manifestation, it's going to come true. But the way I see it is like what Fox just shared, because I had I was so inspired by theirs that I had one very similar that I was doing for community based, just showing us how easy, fun, joyful, supportive, and nourishing life can be. And just what that does is it allows us to notice the ways in which that's true. It's not necessarily an expectation that it's going to make everybody feel all of a sudden the most happy they've ever felt. It's going, hey, this thing that normally used to be so fucking hard is actually really easy, or was easier than it was before. And hey, I got this support from somebody in a way that I didn't even know that they knew I was struggling, right? And they showed up, and so again, it's just, and that is manifestation. That's like if I wasn't in a place where I was thinking about that, if I wasn't looking for that, it's not going to happen, right? Not necessarily. It's like, it's the concept of when you buy a car, you start seeing it everywhere, right? It's the same way of that. That's how we look at this manifestation. So it's been great to see how things have changed in daily life since that practice has begun. And it's been allowing it to kind of just continue.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And that is time. That was perfect. Yeah, I love that so much. That's kind of what I do with the feelings paintings that I'll do.
Yeah.
Because not only do I like to do how I'm feeling now, I also like to do how I would like to feel.
Yes.
And painting how you would like to feel is a really beautiful thing, because you have to imagine, how does it feel? What color is it? And like in doing it, you kind of evoke it forward into your body, because emotions are body feelings. Like, that's so beautiful.
And that's why this creator, she was talking about the importance of writing it, because it gets it out of your body, right? And there's no more. She presented it as the most powerful manifestation tool you have is writing, right? And so just writing your thoughts and writing your feelings, and even if you can't imagine a way that those things are ever going to happen, write it as though it already has, and feel in that moment that it is, and just feel what it feels like in your body and see what happens.
Yeah. Oh, so cool. All right. What did we make, folks?
I made this little explosion.
Yes. Oh, wow.
I felt like, the sort of like loud, dark, sometimes oppressive feeling of grief that we get lost in. But I really wanted this little tiny light of like, this is what's at the core, is this beautiful life and joy and love. And it's really hard and weird to get through, but it's also kind of beautiful. And there's beautiful things outside around it too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love that.
Am I going next?
If you'd like.
Okay, sure. I'll go next. I did a thing where I put like 4 index cards down,
Ooh,
all on top
yeah.
of each other, and I
Ooh.
had a little pebble that I just pushed around with my marker.
Yeah.
Because that to me, I've seen this art practice happen, and that immediately just translated to grief to me about like just again letting go of the process. And sometimes grief feels like you're pushing around a big ass rock.
Mhm.
And so just seeing how all the colors mesh together and just pushing forward, not knowing where the pen was going to take me, and that's just my connection to grief, and all the colors intertwined and entangled and flowing. And
Wow.
I'm
I
obsessed.
love that so much. Oh,
thanks, guys.
I made so up above this. Hold on, let me get rid of this. Go away. I don't want you. There. Okay. All right. So the it kind of ended up brown. I don't anyway, but so above was kind of like some doodles I had done the other day. And then I started kind of like what you it's kind of hard to see on the video, but kind of what you had, Fox, of just like I had purple and black just kind of like spreading up and covering up
Yeah.
what I did yesterday, just like kind of permeating
Yeah.
everything. And then like also kind of highlighting what I did yesterday in the same colors of like the grief, how it like drips over your memories and like you know all that stuff. And then I was just like, and it kind of just feels like poop, and I just went like full on like sewage, like
I feel that
sewage
so
brown puddle.
deeply. Yeah, it just comes over sometimes and pours onto something else that you created, right? I mean, it
Yeah.
can surprise us in those ways.
Yeah.
I love that so much. That was amazing. Oh, this was so fun. I knew it was going to be incredible. This is amazing.
Oh, thanks so much for doing that with me.
Yeah.
And for anyone listening to the audio, I'll have pictures of everything that we made today up on Instagram for now, but Instagram is going to be going away in January. So keep an eye out for how to stay connected. I'm going to have my Substack and my newsletter anyway. Thank you both so much. How can people support you? How can people stay connected with you? I will have some information in the show notes if you need to just say check the show notes. But yeah, what are you looking forward to in the next like as we close out the year, really?
I mean, I can start that. You can find me at foxwelsh.com or on my Instagram at foxwelshwriter. It's a private account, so you'll have to request, but I promise I'm real. And we are working on starting a new Instagram for our death work, ritual, grief life.
That handle is Queer Grief Tenders. But we're still developing it, so there's not so much there, but if folks want to follow, that would be amazing. We are planning to release some things there. And I'm also on Instagram. My handle is ultra nerky. It is also a private account, but I'm looking forward to just continuing to show up and share this art process of living that we're doing, and continuing to connect with people and to continue to build towards the dreams that we have, not just ourselves, but collectively. And I'm really looking forward to strengthening my bonds in community and again, the collective. And so welcoming anybody who feels called and aligned to engage. I'm always looking for more engagement. I think so many people are afraid of engaging and taking up space. I love engagement. I love when people take up space. I think we all need to take up space more, and it allows everybody to feel empowered to do that. So I mean it, and folks have questions or they want to talk more. I don't always respond right away. So I do appreciate and respect that patience and time and response. But I always welcome curiosity and engagement and questions.
Amazing. Thank you both so much. I'm so grateful that you both exist and have come into my sphere in my corner of the internet and just happen to live nearby as well.
Yeah.
You
Likewise.
you're both so wonderful. So thank you so much for doing something new and different and coming to chat with me today. I appreciate you both a lot.
Thanks so much for having us, Laura. Love you.
Love you. And everybody else, be sure to actually, I guess I gotta do spiel for things I'm doing.
Yeah,
Okay,
what do you
so
need?
Yeah.
like I said, I'm going to my Instagram is going to get deleted at the end of this year. And so I am posting more regularly on my Substack, Laura Alexander, and I am doing in-person workshops here in Tacoma all through the end of the year at Crafty AF. I'm doing junk journaling the second Wednesday of every month. And I hang out at the Tacoma Night Market once a month doing community art projects, usually the first weekend of the month. But keep an eye out on the Tacoma Night Market Instagram page for updates on that as well. And I think that's all I got.
Amazing. Hey, we did it.
We
I'm proud of
did
us.
it. All right, everybody, keep it ugly. The Ugly Podcast is created by me, Laura Alexander of Scribe and Sunshine. It's produced and sort of edited also by me and written and directed by absolutely no one. Our theme song was written and produced by the amazing Zoe Tronic. If you like the podcast, be sure to rate and leave a review on your preferred platform and share with the creative people in your life. If you're interested in learning more about what I do, head to scribeandsunshine.com to learn more about my ugly art workshops and my editing services. If you haven't yet today, I dare you to make that thing you've been thinking about making but have been too scared it's gonna be terrible. Make it terrible. And as always, keep it ugly.
You can do it. You can go create. Just get to it. I promise you'll feel great.